Hey, Dan Passarelli here. New week, new market. Well, kind of. It's the same old market, but it's always something new, isn't it? Today we got some so far so good news out of the Middle East. Iran did retaliate by sending missiles at a U.S. base, but they called the U.S. 2 hours in advance in a friendly sort of way to make sure that all the humans were out of the base so that there were no human lives lost. So I don't know. Who knows with war? I'm certainly no expert on this kind of stuff, but seems kind of so far so good. Market sure thought so. S&P 500 ended up closing up nearly 1% today, closing at $600.15. Not an all-time high, but not terribly far away from it. What else is on tap for this week? Well, obviously, we'll be watching for information, news coming out of the Middle East and how all that goes. But we also have the usual suspects going on because it is that time when GDP and PCE come out later this week. Thursday and Friday, we're going to be seeing those numbers. Those are big deals because what is a concern for some of the Fed governors and for a lot of investors who are thinking ahead is the possibility of stagflation. Stagflation is when you have inflation and a stagnant economy. If we get that, that's sort of the worst of both worlds. That was a thing that happened back in the 1970s, and we sure want to try and avoid that. When we get those numbers later this week, that's going to be a pretty good peek into whether or not that might be starting. And that's really the main big news this week, except, of course, the Thursday non-farm, or the Thursday jobless claims, I guess I should say, is a big thing. And then certainly next week is the first Friday a month, and we'll be looking at the monthly unemployment. Hope that helps. Is Dan Passarelli. Trade smart.